Watching Superskum.com. I'm Carlos Reale. I'm here apparently with everybody from Metal Church, and thank you everybody for being here. It's a pleasure to be sitting here and bugging you with a few questions. I guess we're going to have personal intros real quick and go for it. Whoever wants to go first.
How you doing? I'm Jeff Plate, drummer with Metal Church.
Ronnie Monroe, lead vocalist.
Rick Van Zant, lead guitar player.
Steve Unger, bass.
Kurt Vanderhoof, rhythm guitar.
So we got everybody here, round up. Thank you very much. And of course, right away we start with the latest release. Came out last year in October. We're talking about the 10th studio album, and basically Generation Nothing. It's out. If you can give us a little bit of the insight of how was the band chemistry during the recording process, coming back, getting together after the 70,000 tons of metal festival over there.
Well, the 70,000 tons of metal was kind of the catalyst to get the band back together. And we figured that would be a good venue to kind of a different kind of way to kind of come back and a different way to present the band again. And just approaching this album, kind of doing everything ourselves this time, was kind of, it made the whole thing getting back together appealing. And we're doing it kind of embracing the new music industry now. So,
just one quick question. It was supposed to be, what was it, Body of Work recordings?
That's my label.
That is your label,
yeah.
Right? It's still up
Yeah,
and
it's on
running.
my label. Yeah, we
one?
released the records on my label, but we're in conjunction with Rat Pack Records, who does promotion and distribution.
Kurt had all the songs written in about 4 weeks, musically and demoed. So then it was just a matter of putting the lyrics on and melodies, and solos.
Well, Kurt, you talked about the 70,000 tons of metal cruise that we did. Part of that cruise was we had to play the entire first record in one of our shows, and reaching back and going back to that old school metal. And I mean, for myself personally, it was a ball buster doing all them drum parts and stuff. But the thrashiness and the wildness and the raw energy that was on that first record, we all just had such a blast doing it. It was, when Kurt talked about doing this new record, it was trying to capture some of that. So when we did this record, obviously Kurt had all the stuff written, but we just went in and we blew out the drum tracks. It's all acoustic kit, in a big room. It sounds, really live. And, everybody came in and did their part. So I think really doing that first record kind of gave us all a real kick in the ass as far as how we were going to approach this. And you can hear the record sounds like an old school record. It doesn't sound like A Light in the Dark or This Present Wasteland. It sounds like something that was probably could have been released after the dark, Production's a little bit better, but the energy and the attitude, I think, was carried over into that.
What was the music direction, if you will, for this album? Like, what were you trying to accomplish with it?
It was kind of like Jeff said, coming off of playing the first album again, at least for me, playing all those old songs kind of helped get into that headspace again of where we were at that point. But we didn't want to do it, try to pretend we were 23 years old. We wanted to be a little bit more honest about it, kind of capture the vibe of it, but yet be honest about it where we are now. So taking that attitude and having it be a little more mature with that. So that was the exact intent, and everybody seems to have picked up on that, so it worked.
As far as the fan reception, what is your own perception? I know everybody says the same thing when I ask a question, but how has it been as far as the feedback? Maybe social media or even the fans during the touring cycle?
It's been great. I mean, it's the most well-received record we've done with this lineup by far. And, there's always the haters in there that want to just say stuff, that they hate stuff just because they can, but they always usually do that anonymously anyway. So, and that's fine. I mean, you expect that. And there's, some people like what you do, some people don't. But overall, it's been we're overwhelmed with the response that we've gotten. And even a lot of people now to see, even when we're playing a couple new songs off the new album, now halfway through the tour, some people are starting to, we're seeing some people sing some of the lyrics to the new stuff, and so that's kind of, that feels really good to have them really accept it.
And how many new songs do you actually have incorporated into this set for this tour?
Two.
You got two? Okay.
Because we have to play the old classics. We have to, so it's kind of one of the things that was going to be the way the rest of our lives.
Try to please people as much as you can, of course. Take into consideration the band's history, if you will, the hiatus periods. You have the label changes, of course, member changes, David's passing, all the other tribulations that follow the band's history. The band's still here, and it's now touring. You're releasing new material. You're together. So basically, what's the driving force right now behind the band? Like, what are you looking for? What do you want to accomplish? You want to make an influence in the scene? You actually love of music? You want to kick ass until the end? What is it that?
Well, I mean, it's probably all that. I mean, certainly not the money. I mean, we do this. I mean, we do it because we have to do it. And getting back together, I mean, we want to keep doing this until we can. I mean, that's the whole purpose of music if you're a true musician. So that's the inspiration. And it's because we love doing it. We love playing. We love writing music. We love playing shows, and that's what it's all really about. So, and if money comes down the road and the band gets bigger, great. But,
Well, I was just saying, you just look at the people, in the front row, and you look at their faces, and it's like that's what it's all about. It makes it all worth it.
Yeah, speaking of that, there's a lot of younger people out to our shows now. You've got parents, you got people our age who grew up in metal church who now are turning their kids onto this stuff. And we got young people in the front row singing songs like Fake Healer and Human Factor, and it's, it just amazes me every night when I see that. So it's all kind of coming full circle. But back to your other point about the reaction to the record, people tend to forget how long this lineup has been together. Ronnie and Steve and Kurt have been together for like 8 years now. I've been here for 7, I think. Rick's been here for the last 2 records. So this is the band. If there's any reaction or criticism, it's always about the member changes. And what are we supposed to do about that? I mean, we're going to go out here and play this music because we love it. It doesn't matter. I'm sorry about everything that's happened in the past and whatever, but when Kurt asked me to come in and drum, what am I supposed to say? No. It doesn't. People overlook that. This group of guys right here plays really well together. We have a blast on stage, and we wouldn't be doing this if that wasn't part of it. But, for the naysayers out there and whatever, every one of us, and I think Ronnie probably has the most difficult position because of David Wayne, because of Mike Howe. You got people always commenting on that. Ronnie's done 4 records now, and he's the man. He's been the man. And just so for all that criticism and we respect the past and all that, but this is a group that comes out and plays this music with, like we mean it. We totally respect this, and we just hope, the people react to that. And for what it's worth, on this tour, everybody in the audience has dug what we're doing, and this is why we're doing it, So in respect to all that, this group of guys here really loves doing what we're doing together, and, we want to take this as far as we can. We're not kids anymore. We've only got a certain amount of time to do this, so let's get out there and do it, and do it as well as we can while we can.
Like Jeff was saying, I mean, we happen to be one of those bands that has a lot of member changes, and this lineup has been together longer. It's done more than the other bands do, but I also get what they're talking about. Some of my favorite bands, if they change, sometimes I kind of lose interest, but most of the time, if they change, the quality of the music usually changes. I don't really particularly think that's the case. I think a lot of people may not like it just on principle, which is fine. I get that. But again, Ronnie's done more records than either of the 2 previous singers, and now, so this is the band. Take it or leave it, and hopefully you like it. The band's great. It's better than it's probably ever been. And that's just the way it is. But I do understand the people that don't. But like Jeff said, if they just think you suck, then you're just, then who cares?
We're going back to the history in 2009, the last disbanding. Of course, it was mostly publicized that it was what you were discussing right now with industry frustrations, if you will. Has the industry changed? I know it's only been not that long, not too many years, but...
Well, no, but we were trying to do it the old way. Trying to do it with record companies on advances and, touring like crazy and not using the social media, waiting for the record companies to do the job for us. But at the time, the record companies were becoming dinosaurs and things of the past. So there wasn't money, there wasn't support. The whole structure of the whole thing was collapsing. So we were trying to do it, we were riding across a bridge that was collapsing, basically. So we had to stop because it had nothing to do with being internal or how we got along or anything like that. So we needed to stop for a while, reassess, and start doing things and embracing the new music industry and using the social media and, just doing things on our own rather than living off advances and things like that. We're doing it grassroots and doing it organically, which gives us complete control. And it makes it a lot, we can do it at our pace, at our time, how we want, how we feel, and it works. It's a new way of doing things now. And so as soon as we started to embrace that gave us kind of a renewed energy to do it. You can complain about it, but for me personally, it was kind of a revelation to embrace the new music industry, because there's good and bad. The bad certainly is the piracy factor, but the good is the fact that we can do it. It's direct artist to fans now. We don't have that record company filter anymore of anybody else deciding our fate, deciding our career, or we don't have to beg anybody for a record deal. Those days are gone, and all the leeches and Klingons and people that were just using and just clogging up the industry and ripping us off, those people are out of work, fortunately, as well they should be. And that's, that now that we're doing it our way, there's really no expiration date on us. We can do it at our pace for as long as people still want to come and see us.
Basically, it's a double-edged sword, the internet, and if you don't embrace it, you're going to drown. We've embraced it. We're starting to embrace it even more now, and it's starting to work for us.
What else are you personally working on right now? Any side project? Anything going on? I'm sure the focus is on
absolutely,
right now, but
oh yeah, I will. We're going to be working on a new record as soon as we finish this. Kind of a surprise. We're going to be working on kind of a special thing. Presto Ballet is doing a cruise to the edge, which is a progressive rock cruise, kind of like 70,000 Tons. We're doing that, but as soon as that's done, then Metal Church is going to Europe a couple of times, and we're going to be in the studio working on new material. So I just like to create as much music as much as I can all the time, and do as much as I can.
Speaking of future projects, you just filmed the Pittsburgh Show at the Rex.
Yeah.
With the intention of a possible or a probable live release.
No, it's not really going to be a DVD, but it's going to accompany the new record.
You're about to wrap up this 25-city winter U.S. tour. You have about 4 more dates, I think.
Yeah.
And you said you were doing some touring in Europe after that. Can you explain more on the touring plans?
Yeah, we're going to go do a couple of festivals in the end of April. We'll be over there for about a week, and then we go back over at the end of June and do some more festivals.
Oh, okay. Which ones are you doing specifically?
We're doing Tuska. It will be the first time Metal Church has ever played Finland. We're doing Grass Pop in Belgium. Keep It True in Germany. Dokum or Dockum, something like that. Yeah. So it's going to be, we're going to be pretty busy for a while. So.
Well, that's about all we got for you guys. I know you guys are tired as hell, and now you have to go play, but I know you love that shit as well. Stay metal.
Thanks very much.
Take care, guys. Thanks. Appreciate it, man.